What's going on, guys? Welcome to Frank's Media and Reviews, and welcome. We're gonna have a badass show, guys. We're gonna have a good time. So today's video and live stream is all about the found footage subgenre, and I love these type of movies, as you guys know, who are on my channel. How much I love this little subgenre. There's so many different movies, different variables of a found footage film, what kind of goes into it, mockumentaries, slashers, just crazy, obscure, just I don't know. You know how it is with found footage. This is bad, it's cool, man. So anyway, guys, first of all, thank you for showing up. And today's guests, we have a couple new people here. You guys know on my channel, one of them I'll bring out right away, and it is Sam and Brendan from Our Life in Horror. What's going on, guys?
Oh.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for joining. You guys have seen them in our in my little spooky season video, and that was a fun collab right there. Next is AJ and Christy from In Love with Horror.
Hello.
What's up, everybody?
Having us join you two guys tonight.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I greatly appreciate it, and it's I wanted to have you guys on. I've been trying to do it for a little while, and so I'm finally I'm ecstatic to have you guys on, because you guys are just wonderful, badass people, and I think more people should check you guys out. So
thank you.
Yeah. Another one is, of course, he's been on the show just a couple times. It's John from Let's Talk Entertainment and Media.
Oh, what's up, Frank? And what's up, guys? Always happy to join the live shows every single Tuesday. They're always a good time.
Yeah, thank you. As always, John, I appreciate it. And last but not least is my man Ken from Sledgehammer Horror.
How's it going?
What's up? So
Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream. That's right. At was it 10 p.m. your time? So
Yeah.
So thank you guys, especially for those on the East Coast, for coming along and having just a fun time on tonight's live stream.
I just want to throw out there real quick. Anybody that's here from Sledgehammer Horror, I have all these amazing creators. Their links in the description. Please make sure you're going to subscribe to all of them. I've had the privilege of knowing them all for a very long time. They're all absolutely amazing. So if you're not subscribed to them, please go and do it now. I promise you're not going to regret it.
I completely agree.
Yes.
100%.
Good salesman. Also, I just want to say a big shout out, because we were just talking about it right before we started, is Ryan Swayze. Ryan Swayze, you are the man. Apparently, you not only for me, but for Ken and Sam and Brendan, you also help them out with being a moderator and helping them out with attaching, YouTube links and everything, just helping us out. So again, thank you, Ryan. A big shout out. So you're the man, Ryan.
You are genuinely one of the best, dude.
So before we kind of get into it, just want to go through the chat really quick. Ken, this is really directed towards you, man. There you go.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Detroit.
I'm a Detroit boy, man.
So this is tonight's the live stream to see some good recommendations from people. So yeah. Jeff, what's going on? So John Doe, what's going on, buddy? Daniel, what's going on? I have definitely pre-ordered the 7 Steelbook over at Groove. So hint. Not yet,
nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks very nice, man. And Ryan, there you go. And there's the links, like I said, down in the comment section.
He's the shit, man. He's one of the best.
That is one movie that we'll definitely be talking about, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Mm-hmm.
He looks like it's the first one that he has, and I know someone who likes another one a little bit better. Let's see. There's some foosball talk. Raymond, what's going on? And Nathan. And Peyton, thank you so much. Peyton, I think, is from Sam and
Yeah. Go sub to everyone, Peyton. They're all awesome.
And this man right here, Mike, he was helping us.
What's up, Mike?
He was helping us out on Twitter so much. So thank you, Mike. I greatly appreciate it. And I know those who are on Twitter, thank you so much. So big shout out to Mike as well.
I can also tell you
Shout out
from
to
personal
Mike.
experience, Mike is one of the best huggers on the face of the planet. That dude knows how to lay one on you, man. Love him to death.
Love to hear it. And thank you, Charles, so much.
Buddy?
Mr. Smelly Potato, what's going on, buddy? And and Peyton says, I hate found footage horror. We'll talk about that too, because I like to hear it from both sides. I know that
I'm gonna be a contrarian tonight a little
bit. John, and I think Sam, did you say that you don't watch a lot of found footage as well? So
Don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and AJ and Christy, I don't know you as well.
Oh, that's our subgenre. We're big fans.
Yeah, we love found footage. Yeah.
So, Pop's Movie Dungeon, what's going on? I think this is your first time here. And yeah, Jason Williams, what's going on?
So, what's up, Jimmy?
What up?
Hey, James.
There we go. So one thing that I really wanted to start off with is taking a look back prior to when the found footage subgenre got pretty damn popular. In the 80s with Cannibal Holocaust and then of course in the 90s, late 90s, is that I wanted to talk about what do you guys think was pretty influential to the subgenre of found footage, because I have a couple movies right off the bat that I think really contributed to this specific subgenre, and that took place 20, 30 years prior to Cannibal Holocaust. So Ken, right away.
I'm going to say for the newer audience, it was the Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity. And it was because their marketing was so good. Like with the Blair Witch Project, it was is this real? Is it not real? Nobody knows if it is or not. And then with Paranormal Activity, the trailer was literally people sitting in a movie theater screaming, and then them being like, what are they screaming at? Come find out and watch Paranormal Activity. And it was just like, I need to go see this. And that, I think that for what's found footage now, what found footage has become, I think that is the biggest influences. I think those are the Michael Myers and Leatherface of the found footage subgenre.
Cool. Yeah. What about you, Sam and Brendan? What do you guys think?
Is it Peeping Tom, where
that was one of the films I was going to mention, 1960. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but that's the one where he actually films while he's killing women. Yeah, okay. I've never seen it, but I know of it, so I'm gonna say that one would have to be a really big influence on the subgenre.
Yeah, I would have said Blair Witch and Paranormal as well.
Yeah,
that's funny because. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Terrifier 3 just did what Paranormal Activity did too with the audience reaction marketing.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, exactly. What about you guys, AJ and Christy?
Yeah, I agree with what everyone else has already said. Kind of piggybacking off what Ken said too. I think also utilizing no-name actors was a big thing, because when these films came out, they seemed like real people. And so we're thinking, oh, these people are actually missing. Who are these people? And they disappeared after the films came out too. So I think that also kind of plays into the found footage idea too. And then the movie that Brendan mentioned, Peepin' Tom, and then Black Christmas, I think also kind of utilizes that play.
The POV element.
The POV elements, people really like seeing that eye. And I think those things kind of come together to make found footage really unique.
Yeah, good call.
And I agree with everything what everyone else said. I think of how we look at found footage right now, I think it's definitely Paranormal Activity. I think it was the catalyst for the onslaught of found footage, and kind of how it even looks like to this day. So that's kind of where I would have landed to is Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and Mike also pointed out The Connection from 1961, which is not horror, but that was like really big as far as using that whole angle of found footage too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. John, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, for me, like when found footage really came on the radar was the Blair Witch Project. Everyone was talking about that movie, about these characters. Like, is this real? Is this not real? And unfortunately for me, I watched it kind of after it was revealed that now these are actors and it's not real. But that time period when everyone thought it was real, the early days of the internet, there was just no replacing that, because that's the only way, in my opinion, that movie actually works, is the belief that this actually did happen in the woods. And I don't know if it works regardless of, like, when you find that out, it does take a little bit away from the movie. And that's why I think when we get to better ones like the Paranormal Activity movies, I think that they kind of took that genre and tried to add a little bit more entertainment to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another one that I was thinking about, because again, they came out around the same time, was Psycho, right? So Peeping Tom and Psycho.
Same year.
Yeah, same year. And of course, Psycho's a lot more popular than Peeping Tom, but still it's a POV. And yeah, I of course love this subgenre. One of the things, before I get to my opinion about it, I want to know from you guys, before you guys say you love it or hate it, is why do you think that this subgenre is so popular within the horror community? So I'm going to start off with Sam and Brendan.
Maybe because, well, it's right in the title, found footage. It's like you found these tapes and you put them on and it feels like you actually found this and like it actually happened, like Christy was saying. So maybe the realism of it, I guess. I don't know. What do you think? I don't watch it a lot, so
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, as I don't watch it too much. But yeah, if like a good found footage movie would have to, it'd be one of those things where you like scrolling through like the satellite and you just randomly put it on, and if you can get sucked in enough where you think it's real, it's effective.
yeah.
But if it doesn't do that, then it's totally lost you and screwed.
AJ and Christy?
Yeah, I agree. I think the realism is the key factor with that. Like, horror itself is a very unique genre, but we want to feel like we're a part of the story, and I think that makes it more scary. Like, if it's a good one, obviously, it makes you feel even more scared, I think. And I think we all like to be scared, so found footage is like the go-to for that, if it's done right.
Yeah, I think it's that super intimate element, right, where somebody is holding the camera, so you're getting that, like, it's almost like you're getting that straight, raw, in a way, type of footage of what occurred or what happened, and I feel like it makes it more relatable too, because it's like it's as if you just picked up the camera and was like, I'm filming some shit go down, and it just makes it even more, like you said, more terrifying because of that factor.
John?
Yeah, I mean, I echo all of that in the sense that it's the realism factor. I was just watching a movie before we started, actually, to get ready for the show. I was watching Creep, and I'm just looking around at like where they're actually filming this and how I've been at places like that. And because it's not set up for these beautiful shots, you can imagine yourself in similar types of situations. And I think that's what really attracts people to this subgenre of horror.
Ken?
For me personally, it's the low budget. Everything's practical. I think that's what's always drawn me into it, is you feel like, and look, I can't speak for all of us, but growing up, me and Ashley always had cameras in our hands, making movies in the backyard, and zombie movies, using chocolate syrup for black and white blood, and like we were always doing that. So when you watch found footage, to me, it also makes me think of like the hard work that goes into making a good found footage film, because you don't have a bunch of technology and stuff to guide you along the way. These are just people that went out with a camera and did the damn thing. And so, like I said, the practical effects, the low budget, the desire and heart that goes into it, I think that's why I love found footage.
And So really quick, for me, yeah, what you guys talked about, of course, is the realism, is the grittiness. Some movies just make you fucking feel like, oh my god, what the hell did I just watch? Like one of the films I'm going to mention, and it's just just that realism, it can be scary at times for sure. The thing, if it's done right, as you guys already mentioned. But also, I want to touch upon with Sam and Brendan and John. You guys mentioned how you're not big found footage films. And again, I'm all about different perspectives. And so I want to know from you guys, I'm going to start with Sam and Brendan. Like, do you guys just not find the genre, the subgenre interesting? You just, I guess tell me a little bit about it. Tell me about yourselves, guys.
I think for me, it just really has to be done right in order for it to be effective. Otherwise, honestly, I just get bored. I guess like a lot of the movies, like I don't know, what are some like Mungo and
Subland.
yeah, I cannot do those movies. I'm like, I end up on my phone. I cannot stay engaged. But then there are ones that we're going to bring up later that are so effective that they actually like creep me out or make me feel some sort of anxiety. So like, I love those ones. It's just, there's so few that I come across. So I need to dive into it more.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Yeah, go ahead, Brendan.
I think the issue with found footage with me is that after the boom of Paranormal Activity, these movies just started rolling off the shelves like no tomorrow.
Mhm.
And personally, it took me like 6 times, like 6 watch throughs to try to even stay awake to watch Paranormal Activity. So the subgenres never really stood out on its own. And I agree. I agree with Sam with I think that they're very far and few in between for good films. They're almost like horror comedies. If it lands, it lands, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. There's not really too much of it in between. And actually, on our list, we have horror comedy and a found footage that works up phenomenally.
I know which one that is.
Yeah. But it's just a subgenre that I'd like to explore more because I have found a couple good ones, but it's just my interest loses very quickly in these movies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. John.
For me, it's just that these movies don't feel very cinematic. That's the big thing for me. They feel a little bit amateur. Whereas for me, like when I watch movies, I like to see those beautiful shots, those beautiful setup shots. It kind of takes me out of like the reality of it all. Like when you watch a found footage movie, at times it feels like just the way it's shot with how the camera is always moving. And I get it. It gives that realism feel of it. But for me, it bothers me because that's like I can go watch something like that on YouTube. Now there are plenty of movies. We'll talk about all of our top 5s in a minute, but there are movies that always kind of break that trend. But for the most part, I agree that like after the Paranormal Activity movies, we just got so many of them, and it was few and far between where I found ones that I truly enjoyed. Honestly, I didn't really even start really coming back to the genre until you started recommending a bunch to me, Frank. Otherwise, I was kind of like, this subgenre is just not for me.
yeah. I mean, you know me, man. I'm very passionate about this subgenre. For me, it hit me perfectly with the Blair Witch Project. I was a senior or junior. I don't know. I feel too damn old, but like it's one of those 2 damn years. But like either way, it's like one of those films that hit me perfectly at the right time. And I just kind of dove in. It's kind of like the same thing with my passion with Asian horror, right, John? Like me, like I have a ton of like pics of like movies that found footage, Asian horror movies, Korean, Japanese, Chinese. I mean, like I dove right into it, man, because I think sometimes it's better than a lot of the American found footage films.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that's just my opinion. Of course, it's subjective, y'all. But it's beautiful. Again, at least to me. And AJ and Christy, I don't know. You guys said that you like this subgenre, but again, do you guys? Is it kind of a little bit of the same feeling? Did you guys have to watch like a few found footage films to like get into the subgenre, or like were you just like all into it?
I think for me, I've always been a fan of found footage.
Yeah.
It's weird because I don't like to be scared, but I like to be scared. But found footage films scare me the most. And AJ will tell you, like, that shit will freak me all the way out if it's done well. I can't, like, Paranormal Activity scared the crap out of me. I can't watch that movie again now. Like,
Yeah.
I like the feeling that I get from watching found footage. And kind of like how Ken was talking earlier about, like, low budget and what the effort that goes into making these films. Like, I feel connected to people who make these films. I don't really know how to explain that in a good way for people to understand it clearly, but I don't know. It's like a certain level of respect for me, I guess, too, for filmmakers behind found footage. I don't know. I just like it.
I think it's also like kind of what you're getting at is the story feels more personal.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Because it's like it's almost like you took the SD card out and you're going to watch what someone experienced. So it almost feels like, it's like a memory or like it feels like a super personal story, which makes it just like, people really get into true crime in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got that sort of vibe to it where you can just really connect with it.
Yeah. And on the flip side, I actually I know John said he likes cinematic stuff. I know you're a big fan of cinematic stuff too, but I love the aesthetic of found footage. Like, I like the opposite of the cinematic essence of it. Yeah. I don't know. It feels just really, like you were mentioning, grittiness behind it. Like, it feels like I could walk out my house to go experience this. I just really like the way it makes me feel.
Yeah. And I've always loved it. I think, I watched The Blair Witch. I love that. But I think Paranormal Activity really kicked it off for me. Like, after I watched that, I was like, damn, like, I didn't even know movies can make you feel this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way that movie made me feel. Like, that movie fucked me up. And it takes a lot to scare me, but that movie destroyed me. I think I was around, like, I think I saw that, like, I was right after high school, I think, is when that came out for me. But I can see why some people don't like it, right? Because there's even times when I'm watching it and you're watching the cameras going crazy. You're like, what's going on? Like, I can't see, you know what I'm saying? Like, or the audio becomes really fucked up. You can't hear what's happening. So I can get why people wouldn't like that aspect.
I do.
But I like that's like part of the charm to me. You know what I'm saying?
Man, there's someone really sexy in the chat right now.
well, before that, really quick, I just want to say, it looks like someone, Ken, I think it went to you. Looks like you got some super chat to you guys. So there you go. And then that sexy person, boom, Ken was referring to is Ashley.
Wait, did you just call her sexy?
I'm just using your words. I'm just joking, honey.
I'm totally kidding, man. I'm totally kidding. She is sexy, so I get it.
Oh man, it's all about having fun.
She's not a found footage person, man.
Okay. Do you know why, Ken?
I think what it was is we first started watching a lot of found footage. I got really into it when she got pregnant for our first son, and it just really fucked her up, man, because she was sick all the time during that first pregnancy anyway. And the shakiness of the cam, like it really like would upset her stomach really bad. She's gotten more into it, like obviously later. Like I had to make her, because next week we're doing a top 10 found footage films, and so I made her like, hey, you have to get this figured out so that way there are some that she likes. But overall, it's just not her favorite subgenre. And yes, babe, I miss you, and I wish you were here.
Nice. Before we get into our top 5, actually, no, let's do that really quick. Let's go in the top 5, and then I'm going to follow up with hidden gems, because your hidden gem could be different than what's in your top 5. So I'm going to start off with the top 5. From 5 to 1, if you have it ranked. Me personally, I don't have it ranked, but I do have 5, of course. And I'm going to start off with Sam and Brendan.
Yeah, so just name one of them.
Yep, just one.
Okay. I'll let you talk about this one because I watched it probably a decade ago and don't remember it.
The Taking of Deborah Logan?
Yeah.
Didn't we watch that together?
I don't think so.
I think we did.
Oh, maybe we did.
We haven't been together a decade, honey.
I thought I watched it. I have memories of watching it at my childhood home.
No, we watched it together.
It must have been my second time.
Okay.
We're gonna fight about this later.
It was
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, that's coming back up later.
Jerry.
Every husband here was going, ooh.
Yeah, right.
We know how that ends.
I know we did, but we must have been like hungover or something because I know we did because I hadn't seen it up until a couple years ago. Because I was always wondering where that meme came from, where like she's like, she's like eating the kid as like a snake.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? I gotta know. I
Like,
swear we watched it.
yeah. The fact that this is on my list shows that I don't watch a lot or find a lot that I love because I don't even really remember it, and it's on our top 5. So.
Yeah, like it's been so long since I've seen it, but it's a documentary crew that follows Deborah Logan, and she is going through dementia, right? They're following her or Alzheimer's. I can't remember exactly, but it's
Going through dementia.
It's an incredibly effective movie. It's just been a long time since I've seen it, so I can't really dive into it too long. But I remember really enjoying it and being legitimately creeped out from this movie.
Yeah, what he said. I would have had a different movie on number 5, but that's okay. We did our list together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and again, it doesn't have to be together; it can be separate. Y'all individuals. So, yeah, AJ and Christy.
So I didn't rank mine either because I love all of the films on my list. So my first pick will probably be to talk about is Incantation, which is a Netflix movie. And I love this movie again because of its effectiveness. Like there's a super creepy like chant that they do. And all they was playing, I was like, AJ, I think we need to turn this off.
Yeah, I remember that.
That shit was scary. That one stuck with me for a while, for a long while. And I watched this like last year. So good. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's about this mom who's trying to save her kid from this curse that she somehow picked up in the mountains by doing something she wasn't supposed to do, which is usually how these things work. Yep. But yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Yeah. I just watched it, and I think that's one of the best found footage films I have seen in a very long time. It's funny because the mom was like a Ghostbuster, like YouTube type of person. And then, of course, shit happens. But I literally tried to find it. I wanted to buy it right away, but you can't. It's Netflix has it locked. And so the only way that you can get it is you know, you got to go on eBay with those other vendors.
Yeah, and they have an Incantation video game dropping soon. They have the demo available on Steam right now. So
I did not know about that.
Which one was that? Was it called Incantation?
Yes.
Oh, really? I must have missed that one.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we did all this separate. I was sitting here looking at my list. I was trying to see if I could rank it real quick, but it's way too difficult. But if I had to pick one that would probably be lower on the list, but one that I really like, Ashley actually mentioned it in the chat, and that's actually Cloverfield. I thought Cloverfield was super dope when that came out. I'm a big fan of like the monster and kaiju films, and you know, having that blend with Western style and be found footage, and it just like once it gets going, it's like super epic. And I even like when it kind of goes into the more slower moments when they go in the tunnels and stuff like that. I just think it's a really good time, and it kind of showed they could do a lot of different things with found footage, especially like monster movie type stuff. And I would love to see more things in line with that. So like a Godzilla found footage, I think would be like crazy dope. But yeah, I'll go Cloverfield.
The marketing.
I just want to add on real quick because that movie is not in my top 5. Dude, how impactful is that scene when the Statue of Liberty's head comes flying through the city?
So good,
it is awesome. It's a dope ass scene.
Even today, that shot holds up so damn well, man.
Yep.
And like, it's a product of its time because when it all starts happening, you can hear people going, "Is it another terrorist attack?" Like you can literally hear people talking about it. And so, like, dude, it's such a fantastic movie. It is barely out of my top 5.
Yeah. John.
Well, I did rank him, and I put it number 5, and I put it number 5 because I guess it's a little bit of a cheat, and that's Late Night with the Devil. This is probably the most recent one, but this is technically a found footage film. They found the footage of this show from the 1970s, and this movie right away I was like, hey, this is a fantastic film, and it does the thing that bothers me about it fixes the thing that I have an issue with found footage films, because this does feel very cinematic. It actually has some beautiful shots in there, which I know is kind of a little bit of the controversy around this, is that there was some AI shots used, and then I remember that's what everyone was talking about, when really they should have been paying attention, because this was just a great, well-written movie with David Desmond at the center of it, just giving a phenomenal starring performance with an ending that will definitely leave you thinking at the very end of it.
Yeah. I mean, I love the movie so damn much. I got like
3 copies, Frank. 4?
I got 4.
4
and
copies.
I got the
now
second
that's love.
4K
Yeah.
tomorrow. They should be arriving tomorrow, but yeah, I love the damn film. Ken.
So I have 3 movies on my list that are kind of cheater pumpkin eater, but this is not one of them, and it is Hell House LLC, the Carmichael Manor, the newest one.
Nice.
I thought this film was so well done, and this film has one of the jump scares in a modern movie that actually got me. Yes, it was. Because anybody that knows me knows I don't like jump scares. I think it's a lazy writing tactic. I would rather be scared by suspense, and I've just never been a fan of jump scares. That's why I don't like haunted houses. No, thank you. But the laptop scene, man, when she's at that laptop and she's going through the pictures. I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen the Carmichael Manor, I know a lot of people wrote off Hell House LLC after the 3rd movie, but man, the Carmichael Manor really brings it back to me. It's my favorite of this franchise, obviously, because it's at number 5. But that laptop scene alone, and I feel like our main ladies in this movie, our love couple, is so great. And the way that they're trying to help their brother, and there's so many amazing things that they're doing. So I just think this whole movie is just so fantastic, and yeah, that's I love it. I absolutely adore it.
I love that one too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love it, and I mean, Hell House is definitely on my top 5. I just watched Carmichael because I just got the complete set, quote unquote, complete set from Umbrella Entertainment. But I love that damn franchise, and I literally saw it last night. And there's a couple damn good scenes. One is the computer scene, the laptop scene, and the other one is one of them where the clown is chasing the guy through the hallway. That one I was like, holy shit. Because I prefer that type of clown overall more than like Art the Clown, even though I like Art the Clown, but that type of clown in Hell House is just so scary, intimidating, like, oh my god, just gives me chills. So freaky, man. My number 5, I'm going to go with one that I don't think it has been mentioned yet, and that is Host. This one came out in 2020, and it is, to me, the most effective 60 minutes of any like found footage film ever, because it gets straight to the point, and when shit hits the fan, it goes bonkers, and it kind of just, if I remember right, like it like the first like 10 minutes, you kind of get little hints and everything, but then like, yeah, it just goes crazy. And I think it came out honestly at a perfect time, because it was at the height of the pandemic, and people, and I think this was a hit for Shudder, because this is how it originally first came out. And it was so effective, man. I just remember seeing it because my wife doesn't like horror movies, so I watch them all by my damn self for the most part. And of course, for me, I have all the lights off, and I saw this film, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is bad!" You know, this is crazy, and I love it. But it's like it's an in and out type of movie. And so if you're in for like crunch time and everything, just get this movie, man, or at least watch it on Shudder. Especially now, I think it's a perfect mood for the Halloween type setting. So, Sam and Brendan, you're number 4.
Do you have it or no?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let you hold it up then.
There might be a bit of a glare because I have still not opened it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
What we do in the shadows?
What We Do in the Shadows. What
Nice.
an amazing like horror comedy. And I can't remember the last time I saw like a horror comedy this good.
It's hilarious. I made my parents sit down and watch it with me one night. I love vampires too in general. I usually like the sexy vampires in True Blood, but this is hilarious.
I'll take the funny
I
ones
was
over
so
sexy.
Yeah,
wrong.
Quote unquote.
That is
sexy.
not the
Yeah.
found footage comedy I thought you guys were going to talk about. So I was completely wrong.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Ooh.
I wonder what it could. What are you talking about?
Nobody mentions it. I'll bring it up. I don't want to take it away from somebody.
Do you guys watch the show too, or just the movie?
Show
I
is great.
haven't yet.
Yeah,
I
The show is
love it.
hilarious.
Is it?
I was
it's
waiting.
So
funny.
funny.
I was waiting for that. There's supposed to be that spin-off with the werewolves.
Oh, the werewolves.
Mm.
That's a funny part in the movie with the werewolves facing off against the vampires. I love their rivalry.
Yeah, me
I
too.
know they were having a spin
I'll
off.
have to check the show out for sure. Is it streaming on like anything?
It was on
Hulu.
FX.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on
Okay, so
Hulu,
Hulu.
but
So
this
probably
is the last
Disney Plus
season.
here.
Disney, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys are up north. Yeah, that's right. AJ and Christy. Oh, so sorry, really quick. Sam, did you have one, or again, is that combined?
We're together. Sorry. I should have asked you
Yeah.
the instructions here.
No, I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to pass anyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, AJ and Christy.
Okay, I guess I'll go with let's see. I'll pick Wreck. That's a good one to me. I like the way that one kind of combines like the found footage with like, some young news reporter out on the town, kind of like the old TV shows Cops that I used to watch a long time ago. You ever watch
Love Cops.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like
Yep.
the idea of going out to like what's going on out in the community, and then it kind of turns to, I don't want to give it away if no one's seen it.
Yeah.
But it's great. You got to experience it. Just go into it blind. It's also, I think it's a foreign film too, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
it does have
is.
subtitles. So
Yeah.
I know some people
Yep.
don't really like those, but
Yeah, watch that
watch
version
it.
because
Watch
it's better
that
than the
version,
American.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
American one's not great. Don't watch that
Yeah.
one.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
I think it's
God,
only a
it's
year
so
later,
good.
but
There's some really good nasty moments in that one too that I really like.
Yeah. Check that. That's a good one. That
It
is a
gets
good one.
crazy.
I think for my, I guess like fourth. I actually was going to mention Host, so shout out to Frank for mentioning that one because I really
That's
do
a
like
good
the movie a
one.
lot too. I was going to mention. I didn't. This is in my top, but I didn't know whether I was going to just save it for when we get to like the underrated hidden gem section.
Oh, Unfriended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christy knows I love this movie to death. So
Lord.
it's not the first one. It's Unfriended Dark Web. I love that movie too.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, it's incredible.
It's
So
fun.
it's definitely
It's gonna make you mad, Frank.
it's one of those. It's kind of like Host where you're only viewing it from the computer screen. And one of the things I was going to mention about what's dope about found footage is I see it also as like a time capsule. So kind of like what Ken mentioned with like the scene in Cloverfield. They're like, oh, is it a terrorist? Because it applies to that time,
Yeah.
So with Unfriended Dark Web, people are using Skype and the different like Facebook messengers and stuff like that. It's it's a little time capsule to that era that the film was made in, and it's so effective. The scares, like the build-ups, the like chain of events. It's just a really like intense and just dope film. If you've never seen it, check out Unfriended Dark Web. It is a good time.
Shout out to Raymond in the comments. I didn't like it either.
Oh man, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike said it's wild though. Mike in the chat said it was wild. It
I did not
gets
like it.
crazy.
I
The,
was so mad.
the ending is wild. The ending is
I
wild.
like the ending too.
Oh, damn, that's funny. A movie's not for everyone, y'all.
I
but-
know.
It's not.
I know.
everyone's different opinions.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. So, John, you're next.
All right. Well, my next one is the Poughkeepsie tapes, which is one I didn't catch up until this year, but I can remember back when I was still in high school when this movie was being just talked about coming out, and people were telling me, a lot like the Blair Witch Project. Like, oh, I think this might be real, and we were able to look it up pretty fast that it wasn't. But still, the idea, like, this kind of becomes like a mockumentary, and it makes a lot of sense in like the true crime world of 2024. Like, people would love this kind of movie where we're kind of looking at it from, I don't want to give too much away, like up from the perspective of a killer and how they're trying to solve, well, like, I guess it's kind of solved, but how they're trying to like go through how these crimes happen, and you see them, and that's the stuff that really just gets under your skin. There's one sequence with a car, oh man, that definitely left me a little, and the way the footage actually is with those like old VHS tapes, like it definitely kind of makes you a little bit nostalgic too, but probably in the worst way imaginable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a topic for maybe most effective found footage. That was gonna be one of mine. We can still talk about it, but put the Poughkeepsie tapes. Holy shit, man! Did I tell you about that one, John?
Yeah, I knew about this movie from back in the day because I live in New York, and like I remember. But I just completely forgot about it. I never saw it. Like, I remember talking about it, but still never saw it. And then when you told it again, like a lot of these found footage movies, I wrote off, and then you brought me back just when I thought I was out.
That one freaked me out. I was scared to go outside after watching that one at night.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like that walking around, right? Like,
yeah. Ken, buddy, what about you?
Number 4. It's already been talked about. It's Late Night with the Devil. I think that David Dastmalchian is such a scene stealer, and he's so good at making you think he's a late night talk show host in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just loved it from beginning to end. I thought that the banter he had with his guests and his crew, I thought was all really, really good. And I was a huge fan of this movie. And I was really bummed about the AI usage. I'm someone that's all about having humans do the work and keeping, people keeping their jobs. But the little amount that they did in this movie, I don't think really mattered in a way, I guess. And I'm not trying to defend it because I like the movie. Yeah, it's just a couple title cards, but I would hope that they would remedy that in the future and go back to using human beings to do that type of work. Jason Blum, you fucking idiot.
No, this
recent news.
Out here endorsing it. Just all right, no one learns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. My pick is I'm just gonna go with this one as Troll Hunter. It is a Norwegian badass film. When did it come out? 2013, something like that.
I think it was 2010 because I was gonna watch that today before.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, this film took me by storm just because I kept on reading about it. Like, I wanted to get more knowledgeable of like found footage films, and especially like I love international films, and this one just kind of checked off both lists. But this film is it's a fun watch. 2, there's some really good moments of how effective these the footage is, how they slowly bring in these trolls, what happens like during the story, the movie, how it just kind of like escalates bigger and bigger. I mean, right here on the cover, it is so awesome, man. And yeah, just like little scenes, you get to see various trolls, like little tiny ones, and so it's not like the same damn thing. It's like you can tell the people who made this film, they had a storyline, they had a thought process of like what type of creature designs they should have. The sound design to this film is flipping amazing. I was shocked, man. And it's in 5.1, but like I was surprised. If you guys haven't seen this film, sound design is very, very good in this as well. But if you haven't seen this one, I just thought it's like one of my hidden gems. I have other ones as well, but this is one of them. I love it, man. Simply love it.
I haven't seen that.
It's brought up a lot.
Yeah, see it.
It's got such a dope concept, and they executed it so well. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly, man. Oh, I just love it. I can't wait to rewatch it. Sam and Brendan.
I'm gonna let you talk about this one too because I don't remember it. My list would be so different if I did this separate.
Such a shame.
No,
because
don't worry. I'm the same way. I don't remember nothing.
He doesn't.
we talk about Grave Encounters. If you can get that out there.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
love this movie. It's actually like
so
genuinely
good.
scary. It's
so
funny.
good, man.
It was made in Vancouver, so it's Canadian from the Vicious Brothers. There's do a good couple horror movies here and there. It's just got that, those like ghost hunting shows from the early 2000s and whatnot, and they kind of incorporate that into it. And it just felt so much like that show, and then they turn that kind of their personas off, and then they just go to how they normally are. And I think the switch is really funny. Like there's a really good moment with one of the characters in his on-screen performance compared to when the cameras are not like recording anymore, quote unquote. And it's so good. And yeah, like some really great jump scares in this movie, and that had me really affected.
AJ and Christy.
So, kind of similar to Grave Encounters is the Ganjam Haunted Asylum, which is probably, if I had to pick number one right now, it would be close. Either Incantation or this one. But either way, it's up there for me. This one was really scary the first time I watched it. It's funny because AJ thought it was boring. So we were
I did,
completely different on this one.
It might have been the mood that we were watching it, and I was it wasn't hitting right for me for some reason.
Anyways, it was good and it was scary.
I
This
love
movie-
you guys.
this
It's
is
so
kind
fun,
of
man.
like, I feel like Haunted Asylum is kind of like the Grave Encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has that same flavor because it's also like a show, but it's modern times, so it's like a YouTube show. They're trying to get 1 million views, and yeah, they're at an asylum, and things don't go the way that they hoped it goes, and it's good.
It's got a lot of creative like sequences, and
There's this one
Yeah.
scene in there where it's like dead silent, and all you hear is the shuffling, and that shit is creepy. But it's good. You gotta watch it if you haven't seen it.
AJ.
Let's see. For me, I'm gonna pick. Okay. I'm gonna save that one. I'm gonna go paranormal activity, the marked ones.
Oh, the marked ones. Oh,
Yeah, I really liked the marked ones a lot. I feel like it kind of reinvigorated the franchise for me. I thought the marked ones, the story was super dope. It had some great. Oh, yep, boom, there it is. The story was great. The scares were good. I loved the characters. Everything about it was super dope. That kind of like revitalized the franchise for me. But I love that movie to death.
John.
All right, I'm gonna go with one that was already talked about, but Wreck, the original one, not Quarantine, because unfortunately I saw Quarantine first. So then I knew what Wreck was about, and I went back and watched that, and I was like, damn, this really is a much better movie than Quarantine. And it would be so much better if you don't know what happens going in, but even if you do know, it still works. It's still structured very well. And the setting itself, it puts fear in you. And I think that they captured that perfectly. And it has a very, very memorable like ending shot.
Yeah, I actually went into it blind. I didn't know anything about it. So like
lucky.
what actually is the main reason of that movie, I was floored. I was like, oh my God. So obviously if you haven't seen it, don't even know anything about it, see that damn movie. Don't see the dub version, see the original. But seriously, guys, it is a great movie. The first one. I haven't seen the sequels at all yet, so I just got the box set. So excited to dive into that franchise. Ken.
Mine is my favorite telling of the Dante's Inferno, and it is As Above, So Below.
Oh yeah.
I put this in 1408 together as my favorite tellings of the Dante Inferno in the horror world. And the thing I liked about this movie was every character you cared about, but every character fucking sucked. at the same time.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so true.
like you cared about him, but the more you learned about him, you're like, you kind of fucking suck, man. Like, so, like the part for me though is the fire car. Like that is just one of my favorite scenes in that whole flick, and the piano, even had the bad key on it. Like, there's so many little things that, like, I love how they did that throughout the whole film. So huge fan of As Above, So Below. And up until this year, this would have been number 2 for me. There's one that jumped it. So, but up until this year, that would have been my number 2.
Wow.
This year.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued.
I
Man,
know,
you got me
right?
so
Yeah.
intrigued. I can't
Anticipation.
wait. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say Paranormal Activity 3. This would be my number 1, but again, my list isn't fucking ranked, so I'm just has throwing it right here. It's right here. So number 3. This, I love this one. This is my favorite in the franchise. I said it multiple damn times. Y'all who have been following my channel, this to me didn't really affect me that much when I first saw it until it became apparent. Once I became a parent, I was like, holy shit, that's going to be my dead ass right there. And just like how everything is, because again, I wasn't a parent. These, what happens to said kids and everything throughout this movie didn't really affect me until I became a parent. That type of emotion kind of hits a little different, that perspective. And some of the atmospheric scenes, how the children are interacting with this entity, this ghost. And there is some great memorable scenes. And of course, what happens at the end of the movie to me is very memorable. Rest in peace. And then, it's just a very, for me now, it's an effective horror movie that no matter how many times I have seen it, it gets better and better. And it, to me, I thought I had really good child acting in it as well. That kind of enhanced the experience, at least for me, for this movie. So, and of course, the infamous rotating camera. I forgot what it's called. That perspective, that the camera. But anyway, in the kitchen, that's a damn good scene. So
That's my
that
favorite
film's got
Paranormal Activity movie.
got some great moments in it.
oh yeah, man. Sam and Brendan.
Our number 2 is already mentioned, As Above, So Below. This has a sweet setting. I love the catacombs. They scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Also, it's so claustrophobic, and that's something that really affects me in movies. Like the 47 Meters Down movies are tough for me to watch, and Frontiers is a claustrophobic moment. Anything claustrophobic makes me almost have to pause sometimes to breathe, and I love it because it's so effective. So I love this movie.
Mm-hmm. AJ and Christy.
Yeah, I guess this is a popular one because that would have been my next one as well. Me and Sam are a lot alike in some ways. We both like shark movies. We like rom-coms, but we also feel the same way about claustrophobia. And this is why I really like this one too. And I like the setting as well. Being down in the catacombs is something that is super creepy and scary. I don't like small spaces. I tell this story to AJ all the time, but I went caving as a kid. I told Sam this too.
Oh yeah.
I went caving in middle school, and that shit is scary. Like being in a confined space and not knowing where your exit is a very scary feeling. And so like that kind of like puts me in that headspace, and so therefore it becomes very much effective for me watching this film. And then how Ken was talking about like that whole aspect of the Dante's Inferno as well, like that's super intriguing, and you don't see a lot of horror movies playing around with these ideas and concepts this way. So I thought that was really cool. And then obviously the ending, like that, I don't really like ambiguous endings a lot of the times, but I think this one works really, really well.
Me too.
AJ.
A lot of them have already been mentioned, but I wouldn't say this is necessarily like my number 2, but I was just gonna throw it out there just to throw it in the conversation. But it is in like my top 10 because it's one that really messed me up, and I know it messed you up a lot too. And that's The Fourth Kind.
Oh,
which was
yeah.
which was like that alien mockumentary style, and
Yeah, I need to
that's
watch
got
that
some
movie again.
creepy ass sequences in it, like from the visuals to the audio. Like it just
Audio's
gets
what
under your
jacks me
skin.
up,
Yeah. Oh man, it's creepy. It really messed us up.
Those
But
the audio tapes too.
oh yeah,
oh
them
my
shits.
gosh.
Oh man, that shit was crazy. Even like the thought of like the sleep paralysis, like
something
someone
happening
come in
to
your
you.
room, like
Yeah.
there's freaking aliens. Like it's just creepy.
It's super creepy.
Yeah. Super quick story time.
Uh-huh.
My wife and I, we at the time when we saw it, as back within our first year of dating, and she was a travel nurse, and I went along with her, and we stayed at Kansas City. So it was our first stop, and I remember vividly we watched that movie, scared the shit out of us,
Yep.
and we fucking slept with the lights on, man. And this was like many moons ago, 2009. I was like, so grown ass adult, but I was like, holy shit. And I knew Mila Jovovich, of course, but like the way that it was shot, the
Yeah.
storyline, how it was very effective, man. At least for us, my wife and I. My wife still will not see that fucking movie. And yeah,
no.
That's her. She has
Never
never
again.
watched that shit ever again.
yeah. So I love it. No, I love it. And that's the powerful thing I love about found footage, is that it can do that.
Oh, I just saw someone mention Strange Harvest. Ken, is that the one that bumped down as well for you?
What is it called?
Strange Harvest: Occult Murder.
No.
Oh, okay. I know that
Never
one was
heard of
one we recently didn't you watch it at it was in the Fantastic
Nope.
Fest. I thought you watched that
Nope.
one for some reason.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you're being funny. Okay, I see it. I'm with you now. I'm slow. I got you. All right. I was trying to guess
that's
it.
my man Mike. Yeah, Mike knows what's
Hey,
up.
Mike.
John, go ahead.
All right. Well, another one that you recommended to me is my number 2 in the found footage genre, and that is The Bay, which is directed by Barry Levinson, who I didn't realize going in directed that. And, this is the guy who directed Rain Man, but he ends up directing this movie. And I love the concept of this movie of like tainted water and like seeing the town changing and not knowing what's going on. Has almost like that Jaws effect where it's like, hey, this is a big, we need this money right now. We can't do nothing about it right now. Let's just hope things don't get out of hand. And things get really out of hand by the end of it. And I like that even in this found footage genre, it feels kind of big by the end of it. Like it just feels like how did this get handled in the way it does? I know I'm being vague, but I went into this blind completely, and I don't want to spoil what happens in this movie and what's revealed by the third act.
Mm-hmm. I love this damn film. I think right when I saw it, I was like, damn it, John, you got to see this damn movie. I love
this one is one I genuinely love.
Yeah, it is shot very well. I love the bio not biological, I don't know what it is, but like ecological, whatever, just horror that kind of goes into it, and just the creepiness, and oh my gosh, it is so damn good. And for us in the US, you can only get it on DVD, not on Blu-ray. It's only in UK, and I think it's in Italy or Germany. No, Germany. But yeah, there is no Blu-ray release here in the States. And so, oh my gosh, man. Hopefully someday. But yeah, I think I saw it on Tubi. And I was like,
that's
damn
where
it, John.
I watched it when you recommended it to me. It's like,
yeah.
Tubi's always comes through. It always somehow has the movie on it.
Shout out to Tubi.
Tubi is the best streaming service, man. Without a doubt. Ken.
Well, I didn't hear it. Christy, what was your number 2?
Uh-huh.
What?
What was your number 2?
Mm-hmm.
What was my number 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
as above, so below, like everybody else.
Okay, I did.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that you didn't mention it, but yeah, my number 2 is absolutely Strange Harvest, Occult Murder in the Inland Islands. this fucking movie, man, like holy shit. We got a screener of it for Fantastic Fest, and it blew me away how much I loved this movie. This movie is like you're watching an episode of Forensic Files. And it's so good. I was enamored with it. Like throughout the whole movie, like I was literally, we're writing notes and I was like, where the fuck am I going to put some negatives? Like I had to like stretch to get negatives out of this movie because it was that good. It's in my top 3 of the year.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, that's how much I like this movie. But to be fair, the other 2 movies in my top 3 everyone hates, and that's Trap and Mr. Crockett. So take that with a grain of salt. But I really, really enjoyed Strange Harvest. It's one of those movies that it keeps you guessing until the end. And I like the found footage aspect of it, but I also like the police drama aspect of it. No, you're good, Mike. It's a good movie. If you should have said it. But the police procedural part of it is so amazing, and all the found footage things that happen and like the time jumps in it actually makes sense. So yeah. I keep bugging. I think the lady's so tired of me emailing her because I'm like, hey, do we have a physical release yet? Release date yet? Because it's that good. Like I want to share this movie with the world. Like Ashley and I both, like when the movie was over, I was like, please tell me you got some negative. She was like, I'm hoping you did. Like, man, all right, yeah. Negative. It ended. You know.
Yeah, I need to see that movie then. I didn't even hear about that.
Oh, dude. It's the hardest title to try to say if you're going to review it. So good fucking luck. It's called Strange Harvest, Occult Murder in the Inland Empire. And just call it Strange Occult. Just call it Strange Harvest when you review it, because you'll get to the point where you're like, I'm so tired of hitting record again. But it's so worth your time to watch. Like once it hits streaming, or once we actually get some distributors on it, this is a movie I think everybody needs to check out. Like it seriously blew me away how much I liked it. Like it's one of the movies where I was bummed it ended when it did. I was like, this movie, I'm usually the guy that's bitching movies are too long. Like, you know, this was way too fucking long. Come on, hurry up, get to it. But with this movie, it ended, and I was like, no. Has anybody on the panel seen this?
No. Oh, you son of a bitch.
I'm waxing his car so hard right now. Man, when it comes out, you guys gotta check it out and text me either, yo, that was dope, or hey, you're a fathead. Like,
so what festival did you see it at?
Fantastic Fest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Yeah, son of a bitch.
It seriously, like I said, that Trap and Mr. Crockett are holding down my top 3 of the year so far. I think all those movies are just so amazing. And people in the chat, if you haven't heard of Strange Harvest yet, it doesn't even have distribution yet. They're still working on getting a distributor and getting it out to streaming. But it's so worth it when it does. I promise you guys, remember that movie. I have not talked to one person yet that disliked it. Everybody that I've talked to that went into it was like, yeah, that was dope. It's seriously like you're watching an episode of Forensic Files. It feels so real. They don't overdo anything. There's not a crab monster that comes at the end and you're like, oh god damn it. Like everything is so realistic and so well done that it's just so fucking good, you guys. Sorry for all the cursing, but it's so worth you guys checking it out.
How dare you? Okay. How fucking dare you?
Blame Mike. I wouldn't have brought it up if he wouldn't.
I can't wait, man. You hype, man. Shit. You're kidding. Before I mention my number 2, again, just what Big Rod said, guys, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button to everyone, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to everyone again, and thank you guys for being so active on the chat. I greatly appreciate it. My number 2 is Hell House LLC. It's the original. It's the first one. I think everyone knows how much I fucking hate clowns, but there's just something about it where I just love watching this damn freaky ass film. These clowns, the dummies, not so dummies, they're how terrifying and real, haunting. I think they look very haunting with the design, the makeup design, just the cold stare that they have, and how the camera is just zoomed up on their fucking face. I think it's just so effective. And it gets a little and it gets better too, like Carmichael on Origins. I mean, it's just you get more of the backstory of like of these clowns, of the it's the backstory of the whole damn franchise. But to me, this was such a great first entry to a franchise. I just simply love it, and to me, it's a top 3 found footage horror film. And again, that's just my opinion, but I just love it, man. I simply love it. So there you go. That's my number 2. Sam and Brendan, you're number 1.
I'll let you go ahead.
That's our number 1, Hell House LLC. Do you have anything else you want to say about it?
No, I pretty much agree.
Can I bring up a different one then?
Yeah, of course, girls.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This one, I have a feeling, is not going to get brought up because it's a little controversial, I guess, but I like a good gut punch. So I love Megan is Missing.
Oh, somebody said don't bring that up.
I'm bringing
They were
it
hoping
up.
nobody would.
I love a good movie where at the end I'm staring at the wall and my stomach is sick and I can't move because I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then I go to bed and I sleep it off and I'm good the next day. But those are my kind of movies, like emotionally wreck me. It feels super real. And I think because of the time period, like I grew up in that time period where I was on the chat rooms and like my mom probably should have, she was monitoring me, but probably should have monitored a little more. But that stuff's actually scary. And they actually show this movie to like teenagers and stuff. I've heard that just to,
wow.
Yeah, and it's a messed up movie. So
isn't there a super heavy essay scene in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
That was one of the very few movies where after that I was like, I need a palate cleanser because this shit is brutal.
One of my friends called me, was like,
yeah,
hey,
a lot of people can't do
Megan
it.
is Missing, tell them no, because you'll be very upset if you watch this movie. So I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, a lot of people can't
crazy.
handle the essay stuff, which is fine. Like, I totally get it. But it's one that really got me and I thought was really effective. So, yeah, gonna throw it on there.
Oh, yeah.
AJ and Christy.
Well, I also had Hell House LLC as my number 1 pick.
Tell me why.
I like the Carmichael Manor as like my favorite one now, but overall, I think that one is the film that since like Paranormal Activity, since Blair Witch, it's kind of like the one that kind of like reinvigorated my love for found footage. Like I had no idea where this movie was going. I personally don't like haunted houses, so this one was also extremely effective for me, and it's a good reason for me not to go to a haunted house.
Yep.
And then obviously creepy clowns and creepy cult stuff. I mean, I feel like it has like all the recipe for good found footage film. And yeah, I just think it was the birth of a really great franchise, and so that one is why I would. That's what I would put as number 1 for me for found footage.
Yeah, Hell House LLC is definitely excellent. For me, my number 1, and I think this movie is the best in its franchise, and that's VHS 2. That is my favorite found footage film. All the short films in that movie are incredible. Like I just rewatched it. When was it? Like
Sans 1 or 2.
No, they are all bangers. Like, every single one is fire.
The first 2 are flipping amazing.
They are fire. Now, because I rewatched
even
it a couple weeks ago.
Or viral?
Oh no, I said
no. He did not say
no.
that.
I said, I hate that one. No. I said my VHS 2 is fire. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, no, VHS
Scared
2. Like man, every single one of the short films were just so incredible, so creative. Like and just like gruesome and brutal and Like, man, the Safe Haven one.
That's the best one on there.
That is like, even to this day, I've watched that so many times, and it still hits me the same. I'm just like, this shit is just mind blowingly dope. Even the like the through line story in that is super dope. I hate that they've kind of like lost that element of the VHS franchise, but
I thought the new one kind of is starting to recapture it. The VHS Beyond one was a little bit better.
yeah, but I want them to go back to that specific
Okay.
scenario with these tapes actually having some sort of like effect on people. But VHS 2 that's the ultimate. That shit is so dope. I love that film. Number 1 for me, found footage.
And
This is why we can't have the same list.
yeah, no, I love it. That's what I love. I love it about hell yeah. Really quick, guys, if you haven't seen VHS, man, highly recommend definitely the first 2 for sure. There's so many like famous horror directors in it too. Ty West, Adam Wingard, the people of Radio Silence. They're the directors and one of them as well. Seriously, check them out, man. I was fucking hooked on that franchise on the first one, or on the first VHS and the first segment. Oh my gosh, I was hooked, man. Simply
Incredible.
amazing. I literally watched the first 3 movies in one night, and I don't do that because I'm a dad and everything. I don't got time for this shit. But like I was hooked one night, and I stayed up until like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I had to watch the first 3 movies. So
have you seen the new one?
Viral's rough, unfortunately. That took a huge nosedive with Viral though.
Yeah,
I love the new one.
I didn't see that one.
You have to see it, Frank. It's so good.
It is amazing.
It's so good.
It just came out this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Like 2 weeks ago, I think.
I don't even like
roughly
sci-fi
around there.
typically, and I loved it.
I don't either. Sam, see me, and my sister, we were soul sisters. But yeah, I don't even like sci-fi like that, and this was good.
Listen, if you like aliens like me, the theme of it is aliens.
Oh.
And like as soon as we turned it on, and I didn't know that
He went crazy.
and that shit said like something about alien abductions. I was like, whoa, hold on. The theme of this shit is like I lost it, and it's amazing. It's so dope.
Okay, now I'm gonna definitely watch it, man.
Make the time.
Yeah. John, go ahead.
All right. Well, my number 1 talked about a little bit earlier in the show, but it's a horror comedy, and that's What We Do in the Shadows. That's my favorite found footage horror movie. I mean, it's just a masterpiece in the genre. There's a reason why it got spun off into a TV show, which might actually be better than the movie, which is crazy because that movie is just hysterical. Taika Waititi just hit it out of the park with that. Even the vampire he plays is just hysterical. Playing with all the tropes, having the old like Nosferatu one just sleeping in the basement. It's like all that stuff is just ridiculous, and I just love the movie for it. I'm glad that the show was as successful as it was, even though it ends this year.
I know. So unfortunate.
How many seasons?
I think it was 5.
5, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check that out.
You'll enjoy it. It's good.
Really funny.
Ken.
It's Host, man. Like it's Host.
My man.
I just talked a minute ago. I fucking hate long movies. Like, and this movie was so good at getting to the point. It was really scary. It wasn't over relying on the jump scares, even though it had a couple really good ones, but they were well timed and well placed. I thought it was funny. I thought it felt like they were just genuinely friends that were just hanging out and doing a Skype call and summoning demons, like we all do. So I had such a good time with Host. And I remember when we watched it for the first time, I was so blown away by how they were able to do so much with so little on that film, and the way that they all filmed it from different locations, and they did such a fantastic job, and the amount of ad-libbing that went into doing this, and they were all thinking on their feet, and there was no stammering, there was no stuttering. They all did a fantastic job. So yeah, Host would be my number 1 when it comes to found footage.
Something really quick about that damn film is I thought one of the most effective things about that damn film was the timer.
Yeah.
Like it's something so little You
Mhm.
know how long this movie is going to end. When it actually does end, you're like kind of hoping, like, maybe they'll show something, but like, no, like that is it. And I loved it how they stayed true to it.
Yeah.
And again, when it starts counting down, you're like, and everything starts wrapping up, you're like, I was on the edge of my fucking seat, man. I was like, oh my god, this is so
Right.
damn good. And it's just, yeah, I think it came out at a perfect time for me, kind of like Blair Witch back in the day. For me, Host, perfect time.
And I do want to say real quick, the movie I thought that you guys were, I didn't want to bring it up just in case somebody else did. One of the funniest found footage films I've ever seen is what's this movie called? Deadstream.
Mhm.
I thought Deadstream.
Just came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it was so. It is a love letter to found footage and Evil Dead. Like you get so many Evil Dead 2 type comedy bits in the movie. Oh, there's a lot of physical comedy that is very reminiscent of Ash from Evil Dead, and I thought it was so funny. I thought it's a husband and wife that did it, and they did such a fantastic job on this movie.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, I just wrote that down. So I got Unfriended, Dark Web, The Strange Harvest, whenever the hell that comes out, and Deadstream. So
Deadstream is on Shudder.
Is that on Shudder? Okay,
yeah.
Nice. My number one, I'm bringing it back. Classic is Ghostwatch.
Oh, okay.
1992 BBC.
We were going to mention that on the Hidden Gems. That movie's amazing.
And I got another hidden gem because we're going to be talking about that really quick after this. But I flippin' love this movie. I think a lot of kind of like the Late Night with the Devil took a little bit inspiration from this film, especially how chaotic both films are at the end of this movie, and Late Night with the Devil. But just, oh my gosh, I just love how real it was. The interviews, the phone calls, what happens during the whole movie. Even The Conjuring 2, that takes it a little bit from this movie as well, or like the same events. I mean, it's almost kind of like verbatim some of the scenes. And so because I just recently watched this. My wife thought it was boring as fuck, but like for me, I just simply loved it. And because it felt so real, and especially like I guess maybe this is a hidden gem, but whatever, is WNUF Halloween Special. If you grew up during those times in the 80s, early 90s, if that movie right there with the advertisements, and it just felt so real. And I think during this as well, during that time, again, this is from 1992, it felt real. And I just loved it.
Yeah. And to echo Frank, like Ghostwatch, like if you've never seen it, like when I'm telling you right now, as you're watching it, you will see all the movies that pulled inspiration from it. We were watching, and I was like, holy shit, this is, The Conjuring. Holy shit, this is Paranormal Activity. Like, it's all in this film, and this film stands the test of time. Like, because we just recently watched it for the first time. Was this year, right?
Earlier this year,
because we had never seen it before. And I was blown. Oh, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
he's like, "What year was this made?"
I was like, "This could have been made today." Like, this shit is amazing. How well crafted it is. But check it out, because a lot of films took inspiration from Ghostwatch.
I gotta watch Ghostwatch now.
Oh, dude,
it's amazing.
It's so good. Yeah,
Frank, are you cool with me doing my underrated one? Because I gotta go get my youngest daughter to bed. She's
free. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
The one I wanted to talk about real quick, because nobody likes it, and I think it's absolutely amazing. It is Paranormal Activity: Next of Kin. Such a good time with this movie. The minute the movie ended, I hit up the costume designer and was like, "Hey, I would love to have you on my show, my first horror movie," because you can't just go to Walmart and buy Amish clothing. Like, she did everything from scratch. Every single thing in this movie she created and made from scratch, and I thought that she did an absolutely phenomenal job. I thought the movie was scary. I thought it took it to a setting that was fresh. It revitalized what the Paranormal Activity to me had gone downhill very much. And I thought it really, really roped that back in and brought it back in. And I'm a huge fan of Paranormal Activity: Next of Kin. I want to remind all you hammerheads, because I am going to be bouncing out of the stream. I do got to go be daddy. Go follow the stream on one of the other channels and make sure you're subscribing to every single one of these channels. They're all amazing creators. You're going to want to hear what their underrated found footage films are. So bounce from here over to them, bounce between them, subscribe to every single one of their channels. They all are amazing, and you're going to love them. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was amazing to see you all again, and I hope you all have a perfect night.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
Later, Ken.
All right,
Good
Ken.
night.
You guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Sam and Brendan. Hidden Gem. So next.
Oh, okay. I'm like, where are we at?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, Frank? Yeah.
Just jumping right in.
Yeah, exactly. Hidden Gem, something that hasn't been already mentioned. What is at least just one hidden gem within the found footage subgenre?
What one do you want to mention?
You can mention one, and then I'll just mention my own.
Okay. I'm going to. I don't know if this is a hidden gem. Like I said, I'm not into the found footage as much, so everyone might know about it. But
That's fine.
We watched Devil's Pass for the first time last year,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. And considering where it went at the end, it typically wouldn't be my thing. I don't want to spoil it. But I actually still enjoyed where it went. It's basically about a group of people. Is it still called hiking when you're in the snow? Yeah, I guess you can still hike in the snow.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of
that's
hiking in the
illegal.
forest. You're hiking in the snow. God. A group of people are hiking to the spot where a bunch of people died, right? It's been a minute since we've seen it.
Yeah, they go to see
So they're going to investigate why all these
Pass,
people
yeah.
went missing, I guess.
Mhm.
And yeah, bad things happen, obviously.
I actually haven't heard of that film, Devil's Pass.
Oh, okay. Devil's
I'm with
Pass.
you
Yeah,
on that one,
I
Sam.
really
didn't
liked
like
it.
the ending either. The ending was weird, a little bit.
I did like it, and but considering what happened, I shouldn't have liked it because it's not my thing. I don't want to say
Yeah,
what
it
it
went
is.
over the direction, but it was still good leading up to that, though.
I
It
don't
was
think
good.
you liked the ending.
I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't.
I enjoyed it though. But
You thought about it, I was
And
like,
that's
yeah,
all
nah,
that
shit
matters,
was good.
Sam.
Yeah.
thanks for validating me.
For fans of
Um,
like true crime, I think they'll like this one because it's based off of a real event that happened with people who went missing. I think it's called the Pavlov's something.
Oh,
I
did
didn't
someone?
know it was-
I think someone
Yes,
mentioned that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
based
yeah.
on that story. Yeah,
Oh no way.
Mm.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
know it was real. That's
Yeah.
even crazier.
yeah.
Shit.
Might put it in the chat. The Dilatov Pass incident. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my man Mike, man, he's mentioned some damn good movies to me, man. Brendan, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. I don't think that this is a particularly great film, but it's something I grew up with. So I have to give shout out to George A. Romero for deciding to make a found footage zombie film, even though it doesn't totally work. I still have I still really enjoy watching this one. It's something I just grew up with. So every time I put it on, I just get the little bit of the giddies.
The kitties.
I'm super tired, so whatever.
Yeah,
I
what
say
gives
right
you
now
the
is-
giddies, Brendan? I love it. AJ and Christy.
Yeah. Well, I originally had chose Ghostwatch. Do you have one?
Yeah, one I was gonna mention. This kind of falls in the horror comedy lane, and I think it really works really well. I don't think you had watched this one with me before, but it's Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It's like that, documentary, mockumentary style. It kind of plays on like movie villains being like real serial killers in real life, and this dude aspiring to be that way, and a documentary crew kind of filming the what goes down the journey. It's just super dope. It has a lot of like meta jokes on the horror like genre. It's super effective. It's funny, and it delivers as you go through the story and where it ends up. But check it out. Robert Englund's in it as well. It's super dope if you've never
Oh,
seen
really?
it.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't even heard of
That
it.
sounds good.
Oh, it's
I
so
can't
good,
think
Frank.
of the name of that one that we watched where the guy went to, he was like a fake exorcist, and he was documenting that, trying to prove that it was fake, and he went to this family's house in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
I
The
can't
Last
think-
Exorcism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one was a good one. I like the play on like trying to like prove it's like not real, but then she goes the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So that was a good one too. It wasn't that like well done. I think it was pretty effective.
John, what about you?
Yeah, so I was gonna say Paranormal Activity 3 because I felt like that was the most underrated one in the franchise, but you went and picked that as one of your favorites, so
Son
can't
of a
use
bitch.
that one.
Damn it, Frank.
So I was trying to figure out like what's another one that people haven't talked about. No one in this channel, in the whole panel, brought up the movie Creep, which I watched right before this, and I think that's a
Yeah.
very, very good one with a, but it's very small. It's just two guys, the two guys who wrote the movie, and then one of them directed it. They both acted in it. One was Mark Duplass, so if a lot of people watch The League, you'll recognize that guy. But really, it's his performance, if you want to watch that movie, that's really stands out. Because the other guy who directs it, his performance isn't really that convincing. But Mark Duplass, being a trained actor like he is, you believe what he's selling in this movie.
Which is
Yep.
he's fucking psychotic.
Yeah, he's a little bit. You don't trust him right away, and then he proves why you shouldn't.
Yeah, and Creep is very good, and I think, me personally, I think Creep 2 is better.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit, and yeah, and of course there's supposed to be like a TV series. I don't know
A
what.
spin-off series, I think, called
The Creep Tapes.
Creep
Creep
Tapes. That's
Okay.
it.
Do you know if it's supposed to be streaming somewhere, or has that been announced yet?
It
It's not
hasn't been
streaming
released
yet.
yet.
It's November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, November.
On
I believe it's
what?
gonna be Shutter.
Shutter. I think so.
Oh, sweet, hell yeah, nice. My little hidden gem is gonna be two, and I'm just gonna super quick. One is The Borderlands. This is a 2013 film. It's a UK found footage, freaking banger of a film. It's like some spiritual phenomenon that happens at a church, and there's some investigators that see if it's actually, kind of real. And of course, hell no, it's, shit goes down. And this has, to me, one of the freakiest, best endings to a found footage film. To me, I was blown away. Like, what the fuck that just happened? It was amazing, and I loved it. And the last one is The Sacraments. I already brought this up in one of my earlier live streams, but this one is Ty West. I think it's one of his best films. He's obviously well known for his newer films of X, Pearl, Maxine, but to me, House of the Devil and The Sacrament are his two best films, and this is a very haunting and effective, crazy cult film. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy,
Sacrament's crazy.
Yeah.
Ty West is a fantastic director, man.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you again for first joining tonight's live stream. Thank you to everyone who joined tonight in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. As mentioned by Ken, everyone, please, subscribe to everyone on this panel. They're simply amazing people, and I just wanted to bring these wonderful people up who I've met through on Twitter or on YouTube. They're simply beautiful people. So yeah, guys. So before we're out, promote your channel. So I'm gonna start with Brendan and Sam. You guys got anything coming up?
Tomorrow we're doing a tier ranking on Halloween spooky season movies. And then next week we're going to do a horror hangout where we're going to talk horror news, play some games. And then we are doing a live review on Oddity next week as well, just the two of us, because we want to interact with the chat more. And I want to do a quick shout out to the new app Found. It's actually a streaming service for found footage horror movies. And Monica and Louie are the ones that started it. Louie worked with my dad for a minute, so I'm showing it off. Monica actually also made this movie called Invited. It's like a Zoom call meeting movie, and it's on, I believe it's on the app now. If not, it's going to be. But yeah, Found. It's all horror found footage movies. So, and it's ad based like Tubi, so it's free, or you can sign up to not have ads.
Really? I never. Yeah. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
didn't
and Monica
hear
and
about
Louie are incredible people. We had a chance
Yeah.
to talk to them as well. They are so friendly, so welcoming, and they are very passionate about their platform. Listen to feedback and everything. Definitely check out that platform because they're amazing people.
I'm just gonna find their Instagram quick. Found on Social is their Instagram.
Found on social.
Yeah.
Sweet. AJ and well, not Christy, but AJ.
Yeah, Chrissy had to step out just like Ken did because the kids are going crazy, and she's got to start getting them to bed too. But yeah, AJ and Christy, we're from In Love with Horror. Check us out on YouTube and all the various social platforms. We do horror movie reviews, reactions, news. Coming up soon, we did a reaction and review to Azrael over on Shudder, so that's coming up on the channel soon. We've been reacting to From every week and reviewing that, having a discussion. That usually drops on Sundays, and then also on Sundays we do our live horror news show. We talk about all the horror news that dropped over the past week. That goes live every Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. So feel free to stop by and come check us out and discuss all things horror with us.
Love it. Love it. John.
Yeah, I'm John from Let's Talk Entertainment and Media. I'm here every Tuesday with Frank for as long as he'll have me. But on my channel, this Thursday, me and David, aka Shamrock Balls, are going to be breaking down The Exorcist in honor of Halloween. And then Friday is going to be my 4K Blu-ray review for Shocker, which I think is one of the more underrated horror films of the 1980s, even if it's incoherent. And then, of course, you get the Saturday Q&A show and all the news you can find in the world of physical media on Sunday.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. And of course, like I said, follow them, subscribe to these wonderful people. Subscribe to me, guys. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. So definitely, if you guys like the content, subscribe to my channel. And again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and talking about found footage. So thank you guys and have a good night.